Hello, 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 and welcome to the show. This is Wrestling with Entertainment, bringing you the latest exclusive breaking news, previewing and reviewing the latest shows from WWE, AEW, New Japan, and everything in between every Saturday on Castbox and YouTube. I'm your host, James J. As always, with me, he's the dustiest, Scooter Dust.
Wubba lubba dub dub!
And the Brock Lesnar of Wrestling with Mitch Mayhem.
And I also have the shiniest wizard. Hey, what up?
And it's a great day for wrestling. Also, a great day for the Bella Twins, who announced the other day that they're both pregnant at the exact same time.
That's weird.
With the same guy's baby.
Yeah.
You
With
beat
the
me to
same
that joke.
sperm.
Same day, same room, same guy. We have not confirmed who the father is yet.
Daniel Bryan's taking that vegan shit to the next level.
Oh, he might be shooting blanks at this
Oh,
point.
because he's been so deep in Brie, he's probably like, I might as well have
He was so
Nikki's
deep.
DNA on me too. Shit.
He was so deep in Brie that he was like, man, I gotta go get me some cheddar, some mozzarella.
Exactly.
And
Cheese
today,
cubes, ladies and gentlemen.
Dumbass.
today we will be covering NWA Hard Times.
Okay.
But real quick, I do gotta say one thing to start off. That theme song is the worst fucking theme song for anything. It does not fit. It's like hot time. It's like a fucking ballad. It's like what the fuck? Come on, Billy Corgan, come the fuck on, dude.
Hey, they can't hit the mark every time.
Not this time.
We will be covering Worlds
That would
Collide.
mean that's not every time if they miss the mark this time.
But they hit
But
the mark
anyway.
with Into the Fire.
Well, yeah, but that's 1 out of 2. They missed their follow up. Sucked a big fat egg.
Well,
It just doesn't fit wrestling.
Suck the big fat egg!
Yeah.
but we
Anywho,
will start the show with Wrestling with the Royal Rumble. What this was
the
maybe
first
most,
good Rumble in years.
yeah, very eventful, if I do say so myself. What was your takeaway from the show, Mitch?
Okay, real quick. Obviously, you couldn't have been there and not taken away the return of Edge. That sucked. That sucked a lot of the energy out of the room to where Scooter says that they were planning on having Sting there, but until Edge's comeback took that away. Because yeah, anything else with Edge, it wouldn't have mattered really. Because like I said, it just took all the energy out of the room. And then the Rumble, they made a new star. What about that? Can you imagine? They actually, instead of going with Roman Reigns or the same old Seth Rollins or Roman Reigns, they made a new star in Drew McIntyre. Finally, that's what you need to be doing with the Royal Rumble.
And what about the rest of the show? I mean, this from top to bottom, this was.
For me, I only yeah, the other matches were okay, like Bray and Daniel Bryan, but I focus on the Royal Rumble events. I love the Royal Rumble, so I like it. The others were just normal matches that didn't really mean anything to me until the Royal Rumble.
And what about you, Scooter?
Well, obviously, the Royal Rumble is one of my favorite event of the year.
Yep.
Always looking forward to it. This year, I'm really happy that uh that we didn't have a definite winner.
It was gonna be Roman. They switched it last minute.
I heard that was going to be Alistair.
I heard
Roman Reigns. I heard they switched it last minute on both the men's and women's from Roman and who was it on the Shayna to Charlotte and McIntyre.
I heard Roman was never in contention to win it.
I heard that they were going to go with him.
I heard they were actually going to go with Alistair, and that's what I
Right.
based my pick off of.
But that was
Because they decided that
this
at
is
the last minute because
I
Alistair hasn't
right. This is what
developed
happened.
the.
Out of Paul Heyman's like go-to guys, the people that he's trying to bring up, they basically said, "All right, I know you're looking at both Aleister Black and McIntyre, but out of the two, who would you go?" And I think Vince McMahon probably did the tiebreaker vote too. So,
I mean, either way, it's a good pick. Both guys are phenomenal.
and they made a new star. Like I said, that's what you need to be doing with the Royal Rumble. Stop giving it to the same old person year after year, like Hulk Hogan did in the late '80s, early '90s.
I could
You
make an
gotta
argument.
you can make somebody with that match alone.
I could make an argument that Drew McIntyre should have won it last year.
I thought they were gonna give it to Edge at the end. I really did.
But continue saying what your thoughts on the show overall was, Scooter.
Yeah, sorry about that.
The Royal Rumble matches itself were great. Again, a lot of focus on the on NXT and the women's Royal Rumble, and
I'm glad. I'm so glad.
and that's not without reason. That wasn't just okay, let's just we'll give you eliminate this person, you eliminate this person. No, there's a reason that 16
They had Bianca Belair go up,
that
yeah.
16 eliminations combined were from 2 female NXT superstars.
How many did Bianca alone have? She had
8.
like close to 10. Yeah, there you go, 8.
8. She and Shayna had 8, both.
Yep. Wow.
And that's not including the other NXT ladies that were in the match that also made eliminations.
Yeah, but if you think that was that was just a just a choice of booking, no, there's a reason why those 2 in particular got 8 eliminations each.
Why is that?
And because,
in your opinion?
No, this is not my opinion.
Tell us what you just
said. This is now confirmed.
Okay.
That what's the weirdest thing you could expect Charlotte to do?
Go to NXT versus Rhea Ripley.
Bingo.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Charlotte is going to face Rhea Ripley.
I don't know. I don't know if that would work.
That's
a little bit. That's very bizarre, and it's changing the role of NXT. So I could see because NXT doesn't want to be the development crew anymore. I get it.
She was supposed to be on NXT this past Wednesday.
Oh, okay.
And declare it. It was advertised.
I believe that.
And last minute they pulled it away. I assume because they wanted to focus on the Dusty Cup.
Yep. Is the Dusty Cup going into WrestleMania this time?
No, it's over.
Oh, I was gonna say okay.
It's over. Congrats
that shows what I watch. How much
congrats to Pete Dunne and Matt Riddle, the Bruiserweights.
Oh, really? Okay.
Matt
Riddle.
Yeah.
He got. I heard Brock Lesnar came up to him and said, "Hey, dude, stop tweeting my name. I'm never gonna ever work with you."
Yeah. The rest of the show. I mean, it was okay. It was. I mean,
I only focused on the Royal Rumbles personally. Yeah, sorry.
It wasn't bad, but it wasn't great. Reigns and Corbin was better than expected. But I mean, in terms of, everything else, was just basically clockwork and by the book.
Are you saying that because no title changes Like everything kind of stayed status quo.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. That being said, considering the one of the three title matches, Bray Wyatt finally ditched the red light, and we actually got to see a match with the Fiend. Do you think that has anything to do with the crowd not seeing the match, or do you think that it's more storyline based?
You know, I think it has to do
Maybe
with.
both, probably.
I think a lot of it has to do with with the venue.
That
This
could
was
be also a
the,
logistics thing, yeah.
this was
It's probably logistics.
a major league stadium, and
Yeah, okay, I see what you're saying.
the red light effect could probably not be as effective or even as much as they wanted it to be in such a huge arena.
But I could also make the argument they did it in Saudi Arabia, which was just as big of an venue.
Yes, but the architecture of the stadium there allowed for it to be possible. The Minute Maid Park probably did not have the capacity in terms of how it's built to allow it to come off the way they wanted.
It's too widespread. It's very wide. Yeah, it's not clumped together like most other arenas. It's very widespread. Like it's hard to
Not
explain, but yeah,
not to mention you have people way
it's not
farther
like
in
most
back.
arenas, right?
Yeah, you have people. It's not an arena; it's a stadium.
That's what. What I mean is, it's not
Yeah,
structured the same. Like the crowds are spread out differently.
and you have people way in back
Exactly.
that are gonna
And
want to see it.
we
Plus,
we saw the dugouts, how they used the dugouts in the crowd area
um,
next to the crowd.
plus, it's the possibility that they caught enough flack from people who are colorblind.
Yeah,
Yeah, I actually heard even
or
Paige said on
just people with seeing issues
backstage.
who couldn't see it really well like that. You know.
Even Paige on backstage said, "Oh, it's hard on the
Exactly.
eyes."
There you
So,
go.
like even if your talent is saying that it's hard on the eyes, like
Eh,
maybe you have a problem.
And you know how AEW did that whole thing with sensory sensitive people? Like that could trigger those kinds of people too. So I'm sure that also came into play. They probably heard it from those people who have sensory sensitive. Yeah.
Now let's talk about the Royal Rumble match. This was basically a tale of two Royal Rumbles. The first half being the Brock Lesnar show, eliminating 14 superstars, breaking Roman Reigns' record a couple years ago. Let's start with that half of the Royal Rumble. I know when we were commentating it on the remix, kind of took the wind out of our sails, right?
Mm-hmm.
Me and Scooter were saying how it. Well, I was saying how it wouldn't surprise me that they would let Brock. They let Vince let Brock win everything. So it wouldn't have surprised me. But I'm glad that they only let him get about halfway and then had the winner, Drew McIntyre, knock him out. I think that was the right way to do it.
And
I heard that it was they switched it on the last minute. I don't know what he was gonna do, but
I actually said during that moment when they had that intense stare down, we might be looking at the main event of WrestleMania.
here's the thing. I asked Scooter. I was almost convinced Brock was gonna come run into the ring and ruin Drew McIntyre's night. I was almost convinced of it because the stare down. I was like, and now Brock's gonna run in the ring
Right.
and ruin it for Drew,
I'm glad they
but he
didn't
didn't.
though.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I know. Because it made a new, like I said, it made a new superstar. We need new superstars every now and then.
And
The same old gets fucking boring.
then the second half, which was mind blowing, saw the return of Edge after 9
And
years away from the
it,
business?
everything it showed on his face. You didn't have to like. You could tell the story from looking at his face. He was about to cry. It was awesome, dude. It was great. Like someone down and out who's been on the end of that stick where you never think you're gonna wrestle again, and then to come back, that's got to be overwhelming. So I'm
Uh,
glad for him. I enjoyed it.
do you think from, and this was, what retired him was an incredibly serious
It's a
injury.
bad injury. It's the neck. Yeah.
Do you think maybe that it was the wisest decision to come back?
He would not be in that ring unless he has had extensive like tests to make sure he the only reason why he retired is because WWE didn't want him to, but I'm sure I know he's been wanting to, and the only reason why they're finally doing it is because AEW offered him a contract. That's just the fact.
And do you honestly believe Edge would have gone to AEW?
But no, but the point was leveraging to make
Right.
WWE do what it asks for. That's what I mean. It's not about, oh, I think they're going to go to AEW. Now they have power to leverage WWE monetarily and creatively.
And Scooter, what kind of
And they
value do you
most
think?
times they'll do it. Sorry, go ahead.
What kind of value do you think Edge brings back to WWE, being the legend he is?
Well, I mean, he brings back something that's been missing. That 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 part of you know Edge was you know Edge is really like, well, now he's the last remaining
Last
remnant
Remaining Attitude Era, yeah.
of the Attitude Era, and that's just something that's it's just been missing. They need that they need that superstar that people will just absolutely go nuts for, and the way you do that is, of course, by making that somebody retire and then having them come back to a complete return.
Kind of like
Uh,
Daniel Bryan a couple
yeah,
years ago.
but
Eh,
just give it
eh,
2 years or so, and they'll
yeah.
sour on Edge. But
And oh yeah, in like 2 or 3 years they'll be trying to get him to retire again. But and if anyone came back from an injury, I thought it would have been Paige, to be honest with you, because she was teasing it. But yeah,
When they tease it,
and
then
well, on her social media, and she hasn't had her career. She had so much potential when she got injured. Like she could have won so many titles by now.
I mean, she's still only like 23, 24 years
28.
old.
No, she's like 26, 27, I think. Maybe older.
All right.
She
Well,
was 24 a few years ago. Yeah.
um, the other thing that came out of Royal Rumble, AJ Styles separated his shoulder.
Ugh. Mom hair.
Yeah, that's
Yeah. He
took
always
a
has soccer mom hair.
took
But
a,
yeah.
a really bad spear by by Edge.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. He took it in the like higher stern. He took it like in the boobs instead of where he should have in the sternum.
Yeah, and
It was just a
we
weird.
were
It was
kind
just a
of
weird delivery. He went up too high. Edge went up too high.
we kind
But
of
other than that, it was the same old Edge. He didn't look He didn't look anything different than I remembered him.
we were kind
So.
of scratching our heads on as to why AJ Styles made such a lackluster elimination. Well, that was the reason.
Well, that's how you get booked. You get booked that way. You can't. It's not really your say. You
No,
can
I
only
mean
say so much, and then
it
it's
was so bad
the
that they
voters.
had to eliminate him right away because he was in the Hall of
Oh, but
Fame.
I get what you're saying. Okay,
Yeah.
I
Um.
didn't know that was the case. To be honest with you.
Yeah. No, that's what I read.
Oh,
And
okay.
then our eventual oh, the other thing was MVP returned as well. I don't think that's been
Yeah,
done.
Yeah.
I'm coming. What's up? Yeah, dude, in 2006 called. They want their superstar back.
Yeah,
But it was good to see him.
I don't think that's been covered as much as maybe
No,
Edge.
they
But
didn't get a
I
chance.
enjoy MVP. He was a great guy back in that time.
Sorry.
So
Sorry, I had a call out of nowhere. Yeah, he's dude. The MVP was awesome. I honestly didn't think we would. I thought it was too late. Like with Sting and Undertaker, I thought it was too late. But if we didn't see him a couple of years ago, we weren't going to see him by now. So I was shocked that they bought an older MVP. But hey, I'm glad to see him.
hey, he's still balling.
Oh, definitely.
And then our eventual winner, Drew McIntyre, going to WrestleMania. So great ending to a phenomenal Royal Rumble. Do you think Drew McIntyre was the right choice, Scooter?
Yes, absolutely. He
If
absolutely was. Yeah.
if it wasn't Drew McIntyre, who do you think could have been that like second pick?
I would have thought Edge, but I would have liked to see Aleister Black win it. I mean, Aleister Black is, he's steamrolling through people on Raw now, and usually that's an indication of a monster push.
I'm happy with who won the Royal Rumble. I like Drew McIntyre, and I'm glad he got the push he deserves. Uh, I'm just not me personally, and Scooter knows why. I'm just not into Aleister Black. He's a great athlete. I'm just not into his personal style.
And that it seems like we're all really content that Drew McIntyre won the men's Royal Rumble. Are you content that Charlotte won the women's Royal Rumble?
No.
Okay, I initially was with Scooter saying it was going to be Shayna until they did Charlotte's entrance, and I was like, dude, they basically gave it away with that. She came out like the winner, like they gave her a winner's entrance, and I told Scooter that. I was like, dude, it's obvious to me that they're going to have Charlotte win it, so I'm switching to Charlotte. That's why I did that. So, and sure enough, but uh, I think they did because she's been bitching that her win loss record is the worst in the women's division or something. Even though she's
Oh, she's
been
been
known,
like champion
I don't.
15
That's what she. I
other
know, I
times.
know. I- It's
Yeah, but
weird.
every time she's had the title, she's immediately lost it. So
That is true. She wins a lot, but she also loses a lot,
This
and
is true.
so, but she wins more than most women still. But yeah, record wise, she touted that, and I think she got to Vince and others with that stuff and said, well, and real quick, and I do know they passed on her like in previously in the year, or in this last year, she won in certain things that they promised her, and they had to go back on their promise. So this could have been like a here, let's be even kind of thing.
Well, sometimes I feel like,
And she's Ric Flair's daughter. Yeah.
it was kind of inevitable that she was going to win the Royal Rumble. You know
Well,
that they wanted to give her
I
that
thought it was
accolade.
Shayna's. No, I thought it was until that entrance. I thought it was Shayna's year. I really did. And
Oh,
then she came out at 30. I thought for sure Shayna was gonna win.
no,
Even then, even then, I thought maybe it was possible.
but no, what I'm trying to get at is, Charlotte is the corporate goal.
Yeah,
Ric Flair's
that's
daughter.
true. Unfortunately,
Uh, so
that's why I don't. The part I like her, but it's hard for me to like her because I'm so anti-corporate. But yeah.
so what I'm saying is, we kind of knew she was gonna win it eventually.
Oh, eventually, but I thought this year was Shayna's until that entrance. I really did.
If it, if Shayna wasn't, the second pick, what would be the third pick?
Hold on, I'd have to think for a second on that.
What about
You know what?
Bianca.
Bianca?
I would have gone.
Bianca.
No, I would have. Someone
Bianca.
who wasn't in it. Sasha. Had Sasha been in it?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
instead we
Okay,
got
okay.
Santina in Sasha's place.
That was ridiculous. But okay, for third for me, the big booty beauty, Tony Storm. Why not?
Interesting. All NXT superstars you just mentioned
Yep. I
from
like
Hollywood.
NXT.
Do you do you think that even though Shayna didn't win the Royal Rumble, she might get that nod for WrestleMania against Becky?
I'm sorry. Who? Say again.
Shayna.
Shane. I don't know how they're gonna do this. Scooter might be right. I did hear that they might have Charlotte face Rhea Ripley for the NXT title. So if that's possible, then yeah, that anything's possible still. Ronda Rousey coming back is still possible, even though I don't think it will happen. Not now. I think she will come back, just not for WrestleMania this year.
I mean, I could see.
I
You
do
know,
think I don't think she's done, like Scooter said though in the
I mean,
past.
I could see Becky calling out Ronda
Yeah.
and getting Shayna instead.
I can say Shane, and then Charlotte getting or trying to go after. I can see both of them going after Ronda. That's the thing. They can both do that technically.
And we will have all of that coverage as we travel down the road to WrestleMania. That will conclude our coverage of the Royal Rumble.